Hey everybody, so I have a story for you that kind of goes along with Halloween. This is how my wedding dress started a new urban legend in Northeast Georgia. So in 2002, my son was about 6 months old, and unfortunately I kept getting sick and they had to do a tonsillectomy. You guys know that when they do this, they're like, don't sign anything, don't do anything, and all I heard was challenge accepted, go do stuff. So I get home. By that time, it is raining. We're talking about lightning, thunder, like water on the roadway. It was bad. Called my neighbor and I said, hey, I need to go to Moss's Mill where we had our wedding pictures taken. He doesn't even ask. He says, I'll be there in 5. So he comes over and I jump up in his truck and he doesn't say a word about my crazy ass having a wedding dress and a veil, a hammer, a nail, and a little baggie with me. He's like, okay. So we drive the hour and a half up there in this terrible weather, and it is still raining like the dickens. And I get down there and I take my wedding pictures out of this bag, and I don't know how I did it, but I burned those sons of guns and I let the ashes just flow down through that waterfall. So then it was time for the dress. I walked over to the tree, I put a nail in it, I hung my wedding dress and a veil up, and a note in a Ziploc bag, and it said, I truly believe that this dress is cursed, that it's a size 6, and if you think it'll bring you happiness, enjoy. Now, just down the road, a hop, skip, and a jump, there is Fort Hollingsworth, which is one of the oldest forts in Georgia. And they have their own specter, man in a top hat, one of the big black top hats. And apparently he just walked around on the outside of the house. Sometimes he went into the house. There were some battles fought there and just interesting stuff. It's privately owned, so you can't go in there unless there's like a special day. But anyhow, I nailed it to the tree, left. Didn't really think much of it until about 6 months later when a guy that worked down the row from me when I was working retail came up to me, and he lived up near there. And I said, yeah. I was like, did you hear anything about a wedding dress up there? He said, oh my God. Yeah, they said that the man in the black top hat's like bride was finally coming back for him. Really? He's like, yeah, the dress just disappeared, I guess, but the note was still there. And, we just assumed that she was his bride. And I said, huh, we'll go with that. But to this day, they still talk about the phantom wedding dress that showed up in one of the worst rainstorms I've been in. So, yeah, that's my story. Let's talk to you later.